Welcome to AUNZ Riftbound. Here is just a quick update of the recap of PAX. Jimmy Wong and Dave Guskin shared lots of exciting details of what's coming in Riftbound. We have 12 new confirmed Spiritforged champions that were revealed, and I'll discuss those at the end of the video with some of my thoughts of how they might be played competitively and what I think might be the strongest ones. They also recapped what we knew about the new mechanics, but gave us some new spells and items that show what these new mechanics are. The first mechanic is gold. These effectively are the treasure token from Magic the Gathering. You kill this and as a reaction and sack it, and it adds one recycle of any colour. The next mechanic is repeat. It's an added cost on cards that is played as they play the card, and you can reuse the ability a second time. The next mechanic is equipment. They are another subtype of gear which goes directly on units and either modifies or enhances them, generally to make them stronger. Quick Draw is the next. This is a reaction as an equipment. This is effectively like an instant spell from Magic that attaches as an equipment straight away. And finally we have Weapon Master. Some units themselves have an innate ability where you can attach the equipment directly for 1 power less than it would normally cost. All of the new mechanics are very exciting to me. What's more exciting to me is what this might mean for future cards and other sets. Gear in general might be there as additional types of gear that could be attached to the battlefield itself, like all units at this battlefield gain 1 might, for example. So not necessarily attaching to a unit, it could attach itself to other equipment and make that twice as useful, for example, like double the effectiveness of the spell. Weapon Master in my mind also implies that there might be other types of masters, possibly creating additional units or creating their own gear, for example. Gold is obviously the Magic the Gathering treasure token, which makes sense since Brian Kibler, a Magic Hall of Fame player and Pro Tour veteran, and Jim Davis, a professional Magic player playing in Pro Tours as well, were on the design team, or at least a reference person, for creating Riftbound itself. The real excitement means this will likely give us other Magic style tokens. Clue token obviously makes sense, drawing additional cards. The Magic inspiration doesn't really end there. For adding additional keywords, this might open up ideas like Menace. You have to attack with 2 creatures into a battlefield. I also think some sort of mechanic to reduce the amount of points from both players would be interesting. Maybe 8 runes and 2 recycle, remove 1 point from each player, could be interesting. The collectability aspect I like. I played Pokemon for years and collected for many years as well. My biggest issue is with the over-numbered cards themselves and the signature. I think the signature is a really cool aspect for the artist, but I kind of wish there was more to it. Maybe like a slight styling difference. Maybe the border isn't gold, it's maybe red or something else showing its rarity. It's very hard on some of these cards, especially this card here, to actually notice where the signature is. Looks like that Spiritforged packs will also contain new overnumbered champ cards for cards that were originally released in Origins, such as the Ari. This is an interesting way of doing it, which is how they can distinguish themselves when there is card rotation for the new sets. We now also have the official release dates. China will be December the 12th, and English will be February the 13th, 2026. As part of the community, there will be pre-Rift events starting February the 6th in stores, and from February the 12th there will be Nexus Night and Summoner Skirmish events as well. With this, the Spiritforged Nexus Night runes have also been announced, showing a new styling. This will also include some reprints of cards that were in the Proving Bound box, like Master Yi and Annie, which has already been confirmed as well. The full list has not been confirmed as of yet. With the Nexus Nights, we have a good update, which is the Nexus Night packs. All of the LGSs have been advising that they will run out of Nexus Night promos before Spiritforged promos arrived. As they said, they will now be reprinting Nexus Night promos through UVS and expect them to arrive in stores in January. So that's a great news that we'll get more of those cards, because most stores were expecting to run out based on the players. We also have an update of upcoming events for the calendar. We obviously have Houston just around the corner. Then the next large event will be in Italy for the qualifier. Then Las Vegas qualifier. In March we'll have PAX East. Then Europe, North America, and then in May, Australia. For me, being a New Zealand player, This means that I will have to fly to Australia, spending at least sort of $1,000 New Zealand dollars on flights and accommodation to play in this event. As of yet, it seems to be no events will be held in New Zealand itself, which is very unfortunate for costing. The final piece of information we got was looking ahead to the 2026 release schedule. There are 4 sets coming out this year: Spiritforged, Unleashed, Vendetta, and then Radiance. We have 2 promotional images that are on screen now for the first 2 sets. We have nothing yet for Radiance. I think 4 releases a year is a good amount for the meta and won't lead to such problems we have with Magic with 7 sets released a year. This is a much more affordable and manageable amount that the meta isn't changing too fast and gives time for interest and be able to actually afford the product. Looking at how many boxes it takes to build a set right now, for a deck, this is a good amount. Anything more and you'll be spending a lot of money to $500 to $1,000 to afford a deck, and that's just way too much for a quickly changing meta like this game. Looking at the recent video they announced for Spiritforged, the first thing that came to mind is, damn, this is really cringe. The second thought I had was I bet the comments are going to be very grown up and sensible, and boy was I right. Going to the link here gave us even more info on the new set: 40 overnumbered cards, 12 legends I'll talk about at the end, and 221 new cards. They also said they'll be releasing English cards every Monday, Wednesday and Friday, 5 PM PST, until all the cards have been revealed. I don't really like this. One of the biggest complaints in the stores that I've been playing at for Riftbound has, apart from the stock issues, is the quote-unquote solved meta. With China having such a leading start to the cards, the top decks were already solved and only slight variations have changed since the launch. By revealing all the cards now, I feel like there is another risk of a lot of cards being desirable before it drops, leading massive price spikes to those cards. I prefer a more organic styled opening and let the market decide in real time the value rather than preemptively speculating on pricing. And now looking at the new legends, we have Emperor of the Sands. For 1 and to exhaust it, play a 2 Might Sand Soldier only if you've played equipment this turn. I think it's decent to get that out. It's like a different version of Victor. My only problem is so far all of the cards that have been released for green and yellow are quite expensive. A lot of 2 costs already, so you're spending quite a lot of mana to create these. Battle Mistress. When you recycle a rune, you may exhaust me to play a gold gear token exhausted, and when 1 or more enemy units die, ready me. I think this could be a very strong commander. The fact that it's not once a turn and happens frequently is going to be really good for spell slinger decks where you can kill multiple units and play runes exhausted to get more and more gear tokens to ramp very quickly. Fire from Below the Mountain. For a reaction, add 1 recycled, used only to play gear and gear abilities. This is obviously the green-blue equivalent of Kaiser for gear and gear abilities rather than for spells. At the moment, I don't think there's enough gear and gear abilities for this to be a top tier deck at this stage. Chem Baroness. When you or an allied hold, you may exhaust me to play a gold gear token exhausted. When your score is within 3 of victory, you add a gold for an additional 1. I think this is going to be really good for decks similar to Victor, where you have a lot of early game points, but it's quite hard to end the game. I think having this to give an explosive ending could be really good, and holding lots of gear tokens, like for gold, you can keep that until the end game and then play lots of cards at the end. For Glorious, I think it's quite good. The red-purple colour seems to be quite good. Its effect seems to be quite good with its ability, and with the Draven for the champion unit as well, seems to work well. I think this could be quite a good card legend combo for creating gold and drawing lots. Purifier for Lucian. Your equipment each give Assault. I think this is going to be a decent card. I don't think it'll be amazing. Mechanized Menace. Your mechs have shield when they're defenders. I think this is going to be, obviously this is going to be a mech deck, and this will be purely dependent on how many mechs they print in this set and sets moving forward. I'm guessing that it won't be great this set, but over time as they release more mechs, it will get better and better. Void Borrower, I think could be a very good legend. When you conquer, you may exhaust me to reveal the top 2 cards of your deck. You may play 1. I think this could be very strong if you play additional cards for draw. You could go through a lot of your deck, finding all of the cards you need and then playing them as well. I think this could be a strong legend. I'm not sure if it'll be tier 1, but I think it could be good for niche picks. I think Grandmaster could be a very high level deck. Having these abilities to move equipment around with things like Trinity Force to get additional might and hold points while scoring could be a very good legend to play. I think this is one of my top tier decks, either bracket 1 or bracket 2. Prodigal Explorer, as a reaction, drawing 1, only if you've chosen enemy units and or gear twice this turn with spells or unit abilities. I think it's a great thing. Drawing lots of cards is very good. I just don't think you'll see it as often as you would hope to. Even though blue-purple is quite a good combo for it, I'm not sure you'll be drawing as much as you'd like. Grand Duelist is good. Obviously, this mighty ability to channel Rune Exhausted is perfect for the orange-yellow color scheme. I just don't think it'll be a tier 1 deck. Blade Dancer, I think is an okay ability. I'm not sure if it's amazing. I don't know if we'll see much play of it. Maybe a tier 2 deck at best. I don't imagine this will be tier 1. For now, that's all from me. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe and give me a like, and I'll give you another video next week. Thanks.